What's going on, guys? Waco from Revolution here with Philippe Barat from Patek Philippe, and we're here to talk about the 5326. So this was a pretty amazing watch when I saw it, because it is a watch with an annual calendar, but also a travel time function. Yes. But then when I asked everyone, it's like, it's a travel time, but where are the pushers on the side of the watch? They said, listen, we've actually integrated the travel time function into the crown. I said, oh, that's interesting. And they said, no, it's even more interesting, because the calendar information has the capacity to follow backwards, but also forwards. Exactly, as you wish. Yes. So please tell us a little bit about how you went about achieving this from a technical perspective.
Okay. But first of all, I want to say that this idea to combine two complications together, one lead by the other, came from the 5531, the world time in Jupiter, which strike the hour of the local time.
Yes.
So this for this annual calendar, that was the way we wanted to achieve, and for that we have rethink the mechanism of the annual calendar.
Right.
Of course, we still have annual came with 12 humps on it. But the piece that we called before the dolphin, which only one wing, now it's a camel because he has two humps. So, but otherwise it is the same. But the two humps, you will see, it's for to set the watch forward and
both directions,
and
right? Okay, cool.
But in the previous regular annual calendar, the time to jump from one day to another lasts 1 hour and a half.
Okay.
1 hour and a half.
Right.
And so it is 3 hours if it is a month of 30 days, like April. And thanks to a new wheel, a pinion wheel with a wheel which has lost tooth, that will accelerate the jump of the date by 5. So it doesn't take anymore 1 hour and a half, but only 18 minutes.
Oh, wow, fantastic.
So how it works.
Okay.
So time goes by, I turn the hour hand,
right.
and you see there is, this is the 24-hour wheel leaning the day of the week, and this is the 24-hour wheel leaning the date.
Okay.
So now it's noon. We arrive at noon. We have turned the finger 180 degrees.
Right.
And during 9 hours, 9 hours, the wheel doesn't move anymore.
Okay.
But the time
continues
like that.
Right.
And when we arrive at midnight, what happened? The four teeth engage with the 24-hour wheel and accelerate the movement, and at midnight exactly, the day of the week jump.
Wow.
And half hour later,
yes,
the date changed because one finger push one tooth of the date width. So we are the 30.
Okay.
We are the 30. So now we are the 30. It is noon, nothing happened, but the wheel turns of 180 degrees. They are ready now to do the function.
Right.
And because we are in the month of April with 30 days, now when we arrive at midnight, what happened? Exactly as the regular calendar, but we change the day of the week.
Right.
The first finger moved from the 30 to the 31, and the second finger to the 31 to
the first.
The first.
Fantastic.
So this is forward. But when we go backward now, thanks to the second humps of the camel, we can go backward and take
that's cool.
the other tooth.
Right.
And now we go back to the to the 30. Sorry.
Right. Yes.
So it's very user friendly for the customer.
Right.
But yes, it's complicated for the watchmaker to achieve this. All the function now that we do, it's to improve all the time the mechanism.
Yeah, of course, the usability.
Because nobody use now read the user guide anymore. So
that's a very good point, actually.
Yeah. So even if it is midnight, because all the functions are engaged, but we have a flexible corrector. Nothing happen if I'm engaged there, or like that.
Right. So it's impossible to misset
yes,
it. Yes,
like,
exactly.
like you see,
Yes.
if I'm in night and it's blocked, I
Yes.
push, nothing happens.
Right.
So there is that. We have accelerated the time here. We have the second, the two teeth for the backward correction of the annual calendar. And in the total, we have developed 8 patents for this new mechanism.
Extraordinary. I think it's really important because I think what's really wonderful to see is that watches are growing as a hobby to a larger and larger audience. But one thing that can be challenging is that they are intimidated by the watches. So especially with something in an annual calendar or perpetual calendar, if they are somehow made to feel nervous about being able to set the watches,
Yes.
then it's hard to grow that audience. It's hard to reach the next generation. But by creating complications that are easy to use, that are really reliable, and that have all these safety mechanisms built into them, you create the capacity to really bring the spirit of complicated watches to a much larger audience. So Philippe, I'm going to ask you now to operate this function on your own watch, your 5326 right here.
So now if we are traveling forward, I pull the crown, I turn it forward, the solid hand jump step by step of 1 hour, the day of the week change, and the date as well. And if we go backward, the reverse happen and we go back to the day of today, like that. When you have finished to set the time, you push only the crown like that. That's it.
Fantastic. And this is a very interesting example because, for example, when I'm like taking my flight from Singapore to the United States, right, to New York,
Yes.
I'm flying, and oftentimes we'll end up in the date that I was the day before. And so the thing is with or an annual calendar watch, it's very complicated to reset that if you don't have the capacity to set the mechanism going forward, but of course backwards as well. So this really is a watch with like
It's
the
useful, yeah.
perfect ease of use. You can use this for traveling, but you have the capacity to switch all the calendar information, obviously forwards, but most importantly backwards as well, without having to resort to resetting all of the pushers as well. And so that's beautiful. Also, let's just talk about that it's a really stunning watch. 41 mm in diameter with this beautiful case band that has 5 rows of clous de Paris. It has these beautiful vintage codes with the syringe-shaped hands, with the applied indexes, with this wonderful dial, which is meant to be reminiscent of the cases of vintage cameras, as I recall, right? What's really cool about this watch also is that you kind of look at it and you are like, wow, that clous de Paris seems to almost sort of like go underneath the lugs, and in fact it does, because the lugs are in fact attached to the case back of the watch. Absolutely stunning. Which is great also because I like vintage Pateks as well. It reminds me a little bit of the 3448 in terms of the design of the case, but obviously it's its own animal, something very beautiful. And now with the pragmatism of an annual calendar that you can travel with, you don't have to take the Plexi with you.
I keep it.
He's keeping it, but you can travel with this as much as you like, and you never have to worry about setting the calendar information. Oui?
Yes.
Merci beaucoup, Philippe Barat.
Welcome.
Cheers, guys.